All right, very good. Everybody, welcome to our October Urban Experience Committee meeting. We have a lot packed into today, and normally we have more time than we do today, but it's a double committee day. So I'm going to ask everybody as you come up, be as brief as possible to council members who may have questions. If it's incredibly necessary, ask them, make statements, whatever you got to do. But if you have more detailed questions, maybe we save that for offline and we have those questions with those individuals themselves. And I think we'll be able to make it through. So first off, we have our quarterly update with our friends from Spokane Arts. So I'll turn it over to you. Go ahead.
Thanks so much, Council Member. Council members, it's good to see you again. My name's Skylar Oberst with Spokane Arts Fund. And with the overabundance of the time, I think the most important thing that we have to share with you, the most exciting thing, is our Saga program and the new annual report. So I'm going to turn it over to Shelley Weinkoop, our grant-making director.
Yeah. Hi. So I am here presenting the 2024 annual grant-making report for the Spokane Arts Grant Awards, or SAGA program. SAGA is administered by Spokane Arts and funded by 16.5% of the city's annual admissions tax income, at least in 2024. So I create this report. I have given you some physical copies this time. Usually I do this digitally because it's a pretty hefty document. I thought it was important to give you a physical copy this time because Saga has reached a really important milestone, and that is that in the first round of grant making in 2025, Saga has now put out more than $1 million to the community for projects in cultural arts and supporting kids and mental health and programming, arts businesses, all of those in the Spokane region. So in addition to the report, I've also created just a lookbook. And this document is just an image, a single image from the 188 proposals that we have funded over the last 9 years. And this is an important opportunity to step back and see what we've accomplished in this period of time and what the community has done with these resources, which I don't get to do very often as an administrator. So it was important for me to see this. And yeah, so the Downtown Spokane Partnership has said they're going to publish this in a more appropriate, proper fashion and make it available, so I'll make sure that everybody has a copy of that when we get it. But yeah, $1 million to the community for doing a lot of interesting and good work, which is detailed in 2024 in the annual report here. So I think that's probably my 5 minutes.
Oh, wonderful. Council members, any questions, any comments?
Just a quick question. And make it succinct, what's forward-looking for the arts?
Forward-looking? Mm-hmm. Well, I would like to see programs around healthcare for artists, making them more sustainable as participants in the community here. We also have a lot of interest in facilities that people can share. Ceramics facilities or printmaking facilities or things like this where artists who cannot afford these things on their own can come and make.
Wonderful. Well, Shelley, Skylar, thank you both so much for coming in here. We'll see you next time and appreciate the update. Very good. Okay. Next up, Tammy Palmquist, our monthly permit reports.
Is this the clicker now?
Yes.
Good morning. I thought it was. Sorry. Nope, it's okay. All right, so here today with the numbers from September. For the month of September, we issued 52 million in projects, brings our total issued valuations for the year to 362. We issued a total of 114 housing units in the month of September. So we're at 521 now, valued at a little over 130. It's got a bit of a delay. So we do still have 1,412 housing units in plan review. 827 of these are approved pending issuance. I don't know if you guys saw in the paper over the weekend, Peyton is coming back in. So we're going to try and be very proactive and work with the businesses and on what that street closure is to make sure that it's the best possible solution for everyone.
Yes.
Record duplexes in September, so we had 9 duplexes. We did have a slower single family for the month, though. Spokane International Airport admin building was issued, so that will be good to get that underway. Llama software, so we have training all this week. So if you need people from the DSC or fire or taxes, we're all in training. So I've got 2 trainers from the Davenport group here in City Hall. We're going to be pretty much stuck in 5B for the rest of the week. And we've also got 2 trainers out at the fire training center. So people that can't get to City Hall, you know, they have that option to go out there too. We've split up the schedule, so some of the outside departments can go there. It's easier to park and run through their critical permitting processes. And we're staggering, you know, we've got a couple different sessions of different ones so that staff can still stagger and be responsive to customers, but get the training that they need. Cleaning up boilers and elevators, so we want to make sure that the information coming from Acela to Llama is clean, so that is taking a little bit of work. Next. So total permit applications, we are up just a little bit. So we've had a good month in September for submittals, 300 more applications than last September. Next. Total permit applications issued. So issued, we're down a little bit, but again, we've got a bunch that are already approved, just waiting for issuance to see those coming out. Next. Total construction permits issued, again, down just a scotch, but nothing too bad. We're not seeing, this is kind of the first lull that we've seen, so for the year to date, we're still looking pretty good. Inspections, again, down slightly, but this is cyclical due to, you know, the projects that are out there. We're still consistent with our 4-year average. Next, multifamily housing. Some notable projects. This month was Excelsior on Northwest Boulevard. That was 24 units. Clark Avenue Apartments was 36 units. And Lyons Multifamily was 24 units. So Cathcart will be happy to know that Lyons is out and get going. He's been watching that one pretty closely. Next, single family. So again, down a little bit, but we saw a lot more middle family, so we saw more duplexes, we're seeing more fourplexes. We've had a couple projects come in through pre-development recently, seeing some different housing types. I was at the state Washington APA conference in Tacoma a couple weeks ago, and the sixplex on Grand, that's kind of right there across from the park. The architect presented that, you know, it fits into the neighborhood. If you haven't seen it, I'll send you guys some more information, but it was good for them to present, here is middle housing that is working and can fit the context of the neighborhood. We had 51 single families in plan review at the end of September. So next. Here's our total residential. So again, down slightly, but with what we're seeing coming back in, I think we'll still get to where we need to be to meet those 4-year averages. Certificates of occupancy, some significant ones that were issued last month were 31st multifamily. That was 96 units. Garden District Apartments Building A was 12 units. And non-residential, but still a significant CO, was the VOA Crosswalk. So that was a great CO to get out. That was a $7.6 million project. This is a new one. So this is kind of based on our forecasting of what we see, but we need to get about 846 new units every year. Since January, we've issued since 2020, 6,291. So we're above the average still, so we've got some buffer if things do slow down. We're still going to meet that. We had such great years prior from 2020 till now that I think we've got a little extra in there. Next.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, thank you. Tammy, thanks so much for the numbers. I'm a little concerned because I think if I remember correctly, last month we were down when it came to single family and multifamily, and now we're down again. And I'm just curious if we have some sense of what to attribute that to. Have we looked at other jurisdictions to see if they're in the same ballpark, or whether or not this is a city of Spokane thing more so than a regional thing?
Well, we did have 300 applications submitted in September, so we are seeing that tick back up. Steve's here.
Yes. Yes, Councilman, I think if you read nationally, there's a lot of issues going on with housing starts throughout the country because of interest rates are still relatively high. Banks are not lending. There's a lot of concern about the economy. So I have seen this throughout the country. There's been a decrease in housing starts.
Well, and just one more thing. That's all true. I know, the Fed obviously did reduce a quarter point, so there's been an improvement from a year ago. And I just want to make sure we're not seeing the beginning of a trend that is more Spokane based than regional or national, as you put it. And so if we've done any, look at some other numbers maybe for next month, I just think that would be a good thing to consider.
Yeah.
If there's, okay.
Understand. And I think the key Tammy mentioned is that we have about 1,400 units that are in plan review and 800 that the permits have already been issued, but they haven't paid yet. So when somebody's paying for the plan review, that's 800 units right there. So I think we're still going to be good, but yes, there are definitely some big picture macroeconomic issues that are still out there.
Thank you.
So, Steve, could I ask you or Tammy? So with the way we changed our housing zoning, is all the infill mixed use duplexes, fourplexes versus actual single family homes? I think that's what I struggle with, the infill part. Are there single family homes being built on infill lots in the city, and how are we tracking that?
Yes, there are still single-family houses being built on infill lots. I would say most of the ones that are coming through pre-dev are 2 duplexes, so not necessarily a fourplex, but 2 separate buildings with 2 units each. We're seeing a lot of those. But I'd have to go back and look, kind of do a point-in-time kind of count and just see what. But yes, there are still single families coming in.
And I hate to move us along, but we have a lot to get through today. And so if we can connect on that offline, if you could connect with Steve, that would be great. And then, wonderful. Tammy, if you got more.
This is just a visual, so you can go to the next one. So just going through that 827 that was approved, Pros is 300, Noto Normandy is 236, Peyton is 96, Red Band 48, Vista Townhomes is 46. Those were approved in September's. Lions 24, those were just issued, and Broadway 18. So these are projects that we do still see happening. They're just working on their timing. Peyton is coming in, so that's a good one. Next. These are just projects around the districts. Next. Public and private, so, you know, the public investment's still down a little bit, but last year was so high because of Jubilant Line 4. That was an extra 100 million. I mean, great for our city, but it did skew the numbers just a little bit. So some important ones this year: Spokane Admin Building, like I mentioned, Spokane Water Department Admin Building, STA Plaza roof replacement, Hall A retractable curtain at the Spokane PFD, and wastewater internal office build out. Next. And here's just some of the largest projects. Most of these I've mentioned. And last. Significant projects that were submitted in September: River Family Haven Complex, that's 72 units. AV Townhomes is 24 units. And Frequency Apartments up on the South Hill by the soccer complex, they did a little bit of changing, added 3 additional units, but it increased the job value by 5.5 million with all the other changes that they made to the project. Any questions? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Okay, next up, Tyrrell, come on up. And again, we gotta hustle a little bit, so.
Thank you. I'm Tyrrell Black, City Spokane Planning. Logan Callan from ICM is also here with me to talk about climate planning. The city is in the midst of update to the comprehensive plan, which is called the periodic update. It's a mandated every 10-year update to make sure our comprehensive plan is current and also in alignment with changes to state law. Could I get the next slide? This is a quick overview of our timeline. We're in Q2, Q4 2025. We are working a lot on chapter review. A lot of this hasn't come to council yet, but we are working a lot with Plan Commission. Every one of their meetings has some topic related to Plan Spokane 2046. We're hoping to use the study sessions next year to talk in depth with council about some of these topics, because it's hard for us to go quick. But we also are integrating climate planning, which is a new topic, again, mandated by the state of Washington, funded separately into the periodic update. Can I go to the next slide? We've completed some of the necessary steps and studies and work, like land capacity analysis, racially disparate impacts, and displacement. We finished housing by income band. We're still working on capital facilities plan and some of our other more technical chapters like housing, land use, transportation. Those are our terms, technical. We finished a lot of the non-technical chapter drafts. We are doing a push on Wednesday of this week to let the public know about the availability of those chapters, and that's also in preparation for a series of workshops that we have in November. I mentioned the climate planning. Logan's going to cover that in a little more depth here in a minute. And we are still working on our environmental impact statement. We did run into some issues that delayed it a little bit. We were hoping for this October. We are now looking at December. We know that we're not going to do a lot of outreach mid-December, but we will hope to have that document available and do another push of engagement in January around the land use and other more technical topics that the EIS will go into in great depth. Okay, get the next slide. So just a reminder, we're using Engagement HQ on Plan Spokane. So we have the ability to do surveys, which we've been doing. We have a monthly newsletter. We really encourage people to sign up for that because we're doing a lot of in-depth information on topics through that. And could I get the next slide to shows the upcoming workshops? We are doing them in a similar manner to what we did in the fall. We did in early this year. We did by district and also citywide. It was successful, so we hope we'll have a good attendance then for that. And we're also going to be integrating climate planning in those workshops. So with that, I will hand off to Logan unless there's any questions. Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. Next slide, please. So I'll be brief here. As before, we were here during phase 1 talking about all the baseline and assessments we needed to do to make sure we're setting policies that actually matter for our community. Now we're into phase 2 where we're actually working on drafting out those policies to be integrated into the comp plan. Next slide. So just as a quick reminder, there's a lot of requirements from the state on this: reduce greenhouse gas emissions, reduce VMT, implement environmental justice throughout, and then for the resilience element, also to ensure we have goals for all the sectors that Commerce has outlined for us. Next slide. And so what that means is there's about 16 there. You know, there's 5 requirements or 6 requirements in the greenhouse gas sectors and 11 in the resilience. So 16 different areas of the comp plan for climate planning need to have policies. So we're looking at around 20 to 40 policies in total. And so we're going to be integrating it throughout, but we'll also have a nice clean matrix that shows here's all the climate policies, here's where they're connected through all the other chapters. Next slide. So here's all of those other chapters, and because it's so integrated, we're working with the Climate Resiliency and Sustainability Board to figure out how to best include those and kind of fill all the gaps that aren't already there. We're also working with the Transportation Commission and the Planning Commission to ensure that we're getting as many different ideas and mindsets on this as possible. That way, when we go through the policies that we have as drafts, we can figure out where there's the most alignment and move forward with those. Next slide. And so the policy ideas come from the state's Climate Policy Explorer. It also comes from our CRVA, telling us where the most hazards are for our community, our greenhouse gas inventory, as well as chapters that are already undergoing review and strengthening language of our current existing chapters and goals. And so we did a policy survey. The results are fully out on our website now, but just a quick heads up, we got good attendance on doing the survey, about like last time. And the top topics people are really interested in: water and human health really stand out as the 2 critical pieces, then greenhouse gas emissions and ecological health and third and fourth. So this helps guide us where we want to place more emphasis in our policy work. Next slide. And so just as a quick reminder, climate planning is going to be integrated to all these different community workshops as well. So look forward to the community and you all at those workshops. Any questions?
I think you guys did a great job. Thank you so much. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Okay, next up we've got Colin Quinn-Hurst with our bicycle count update. And thank you, Tyrrell and Logan, for being so quick. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'll be quick as well. Just have a few quick slides. This is an agenda item that's been requested since the summer, so finally getting it here to you, and just wanted to provide a quick overview of what we're doing for walking and bicycling counts. So next slide. We do have a number of counters out there on the street throughout downtown in particular. They're a mix of trail counters and in-street counters. A couple of them have been dinged up on Howard Street, so the counts aren't needing to be updated, but the others are functioning accurately. So the University District Gateway Bridge gets a ton of counts, and that was included with the construction of that bridge, for example. And there's another one, new one on the Dong Kardong Bridge that was included with construction of that. So that's been a good strategy as we have major capital projects going in to just include that as a line item to get a bike ped counter in there. And so the trail counters in particular count people walking and people biking and scooters or strollers or any other way people are getting around on the trails. And the way they do it is, next slide real quick. Yeah, so generally we can get a live update of whether counts are going up or down. We have a dashboard. We can pull a report at any time. So if you have a question about like the Fish Lake Trail, for example, what it's like out there right now, we can just pull a report and send it to you live. But there are anomalies occasionally with like the University District Gateway Bridge in August. We saw a huge spike, hundreds of thousands of counts in a single day, and that's a red flag. And it turns out that there was a piece of grass waving in front of the radar. And there have been situations where like a bee's nest gets into a counter and suddenly the counts skyrocket. So usually you can tell when something like that is happening, but I'll get to the implications of that in a second here. So next slide. So generally we have a few different types. The urban multi is nice because it counts walking and bicycling. So you may see a post out there next to the trail, and that's got a beam that shoots across to count people walking. And then in the pavement, you'll see it's kind of burned into the pavement there. It's actually cut. It's a wire that's cut into the pavement and sealed back in. And when the bike crosses it, it completes the circuit for that metal loop and counts the bike. So it keeps the differentiation between people just walking and then people on bikes. And next slide. The Zelt is just for counting bicycling, so we have a few of those, and that's that in-ground loop. And you can see that, that's how we often detect cars at signals. Like if we need a traffic signal to be triggered by a car, if it's not a priority route, there will be two big circles in the asphalt to count cars. It's the similar idea for bikes, and we have those on Howard Street in Spokane Falls. Next slide. And now we do have a couple mobile counters that we've been using. So we use those to count people biking in the new bike lane in front of City Hall. It's out on Illinois Avenue right now. Plan to use it on Riverside. And we can move those around and get a count for a week at a time, and then come back at the same time the following year, put it back out, and see how trends have changed. So a good example for this would be if we had a standard bike lane on Maxwell, for example. If there had been one, we could have gotten a pre-count and then seen what the difference is once we add the barriers and see if the counts change. So that's a good use for these mobile counters. And the next slide. One thing we don't have yet, but we can get, is a multi-mobile counter, which counts is like a temporary counter for walking and biking. So right now we have mobile counters to count bikes that we can put up different places. This would be a mobile box. You see the gray box on that photo. That's the beam that we can move around to count PEDs, people walking too. So that's available. Next slide. And then there are different types of posts. For example, there's a wooden post out on the Centennial Trail in Kendall Yards that's a little more discreet. Next slide. But there are some challenges with this. We can get these, they're fairly affordable, but there's ongoing fees. So one is the connection to a cell signal so that we can get those live updates and pull reports live. One is the battery. They run out every couple of years. Streets has been funding the battery replacement. And one is just ongoing maintenance, like the post in Kendall Yards got knocked out. We've ordered a new post to go install that. The Parks Department is going to go install that. So right now it's a cooperative effort that's dipping into like mini buckets of small pools of funding to keep this program alive. And so, Parks Department's involved. Integrated Capital Management has been paying the fees for a long time. We're paying some of the fees through the Paths and Trails account. So it's kind of this mix of everyone working together. Parks has volunteered to help with some of the maintenance, like this, getting this post back in the ground, for example. So it's kind of a scrappy program, and everyone's pitching in to make it live. But I think the point is that as we continue adding counters, that overhead, that annual overhead goes up. Right now we're kind of skating by, but if we added 5 more counters, for example, everyone starts emailing each other, who's going to pay for the battery now? So it's just something to think about. As we want this to be a more comprehensive program, it's going to take a more comprehensive approach. That's about it for now. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much. If we have questions, we are.
Councilmember Cathcart has his hand up as well.
Okay.
Go ahead, Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, thank you. Just very quickly, just wondering where we are on purchasing the permanent counters for the protected bike lanes.
Right. We don't have those ordered yet. Those are going to cost a little bit more. So right now we're using the mobile counters to monitor those. But we can come back with an estimate of what it would count to get like a permanent installation there for walking and biking.
Yeah, and with Illinois, we paid for that with traffic calming dollars, and so I wouldn't be opposed to using traffic calming dollars to pay for the permanent counter. But I think it's important because we advertise these protected bike lanes as something that you could use in the winter, and I think we need to have data to show that yes, in fact, they're being used in the winter.
Yeah, no.
So year round is important.
That's a great point, and we have that mobile counter out on Illinois right now. But yeah, we want to get that off before the plows come out so it doesn't get torn apart. So having a year-round solution, just anecdotally, as we were installing that, a couple neighbors came out and talked with us and said that they saw a ton of use over the summer. So that's
Great.
That's good news to talk with the neighbors too.
So
Thank you.
So Colin, you said, everybody's kind of chipping in and what is the true cost to the program? I would like at some point to know with everybody's pitching in, what does that cost? And do we need to really start budgeting for that when others are not stepping up? So I be interested in that. You don't have to tell me today, but next time I'd be interested. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Colin. Appreciate it. And next up, Andres, if you can come on up and if you can do it in a couple minutes, that'd be great.
For sure, yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you, Council. This is just an engagement resolution. It commits the City Council to developing an engagement strategy, hosting community days once a month, ask the administration to allow for free parking outside of City Hall during the community days, and then also ask the administration to direct staff to be more present during community engagement events, including community days. Yeah.
Great. Any
Right.
questions?
I do, and Andres knows this. We've been doing community days on the council side for several years now, and I asked really, staffing-wise, is that the role of council? Is that the role of administration? Because there really should be a partnership that goes in with that. So really, we do budget and legislation. So really, who will hold the work? And I think that's something that really needs to be looked at. Who will coordinate it, reach out, set up, all that. So once you get that back to me, I think we can have a more in-depth conversation about it.
Cool.
Thanks.
For sure.
Great. And also a big fan of free parking, not just for this, but also just for council meetings in general. I think people should be able to come and address their government without having to pay a fee. So looking forward to that piece and seeing how that goes. Councilmember Cathcart, do you have your hand up?
Just fully in agreement.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Andres. Any questions we can follow up with you? That's great. All right. Next up, let's see here. Eldon. I think we got a couple here. I'm going to ask that we skip number 6 because this one's already been briefed a couple times. If anybody has any questions, we can reach out to Eldon. But then 7 and 8 here, I think, are related.
The map there for Euclid to Cleveland, the alley vacation. Good morning. This is a new application to vacate the alley from Euclid South down to vacated Cleveland. This is right in the vicinity of Gonzaga Haven apartment complex, the new one that's right on Hamilton, Nevada corridor. What's happened there is Gonzaga Prep has experienced a lot of criminal activity in that alley. So they would actually like to vacate it. You can see at the very south end of it there, the cross-hatched area, it's already been vacated where it goes down to North Foothill Drive. The one thing that has happened there is when we did the vacation of Cleveland, going over to Wolverton Court, which is basically Hamilton, Nevada corridor, we did reserve easements in that actual corridor for that alley, so you could have bicycle and pedestrian access. And so the vacation, that's why staff was really not 100% in favor of that vacation, just because it disconnects the actual pedestrian bicycle route. But they have experienced a lot of criminal activity in there. The adjoining businesses appear to be all for it. They're right adjacent to that alley. There are 2 water service connections for businesses in that alley that would have to be reconnected out into Hamilton, Nevada as part of that vacation. But and I think the cost of it was also, looks like it's like $33,000, almost $34,000. And the school district, of course, would like to have that, not pay that under. And of course, the businesses would benefit on the west side too. They get half the alley. But I think when we have the hearing on this, they'll be requesting relief on that cost. They've hit me with that. They haven't provided any context to it here yet. But those are the primary issues with that vacation. Be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? I have some for you, but I'll follow up with you after this, all right?
Thanks.
Thank you, Eldon. All right.
Very quickly.
Oh, Councilmember Cathcart has a question for you.
Sorry, and we can follow up offline, but if staff has made alternative recommendations as to how to mitigate or curtail the activities rather than a vacation, I'd be certainly open to hearing what those would be.
So far, we haven't come up with any good ones at this point in time as far as being able to gate off an actual alley when it's public right away. It's pretty much been vacated or not when we've been dealing with the police department on that. If we could come up with some ideas on that, it would be greatly appreciated. But so far, that's where we're at.
All right.
Thanks, Eldon.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Eldon. Appreciate it. All righty. Megan, we got a couple here.
And I do have a lot of slides, but I will go through them as quick as I can.
Thank you very much.
But since you're seeing this for the first time and it's kind of a big deal, I do like to make sure that you kind of understand what this is in front of you. So this is for, this is actually not the Plan Commission hearing, it's the Urban Experience Commission meeting, or committee meeting, but Cannon Hill Park Historic District. So next slide. So I just think it's important that we sort of ground this in our comprehensive plan, and I know we're working on the next comprehensive plan, but we're dealing with the comprehensive plan we have today. So basically, we have half of a chapter of the urban design. Chapter 8 is about historic preservation. We can go to the next slide. So basically, there's a vision that talks about the qualities that make Spokane unique, including historic and cultural fabric, which includes neighborhoods, obviously our downtown area, commercial spaces, green spaces, and talks about the values of preserving those historic buildings and our general character in neighborhoods. It also talks about ensuring that new buildings in historic areas complement their surroundings, and we accomplish that through our design standards and guidelines that come with historic districts. Next slide. So what is a local historic district? We can go to the next. It is basically a nomination of a group of properties to be listed at one time as a historic district. And the way that we do that in Spokane is it requires an amendment to our Unified Development Code. Since our code resides in Chapter 17, because we're establishing an overlay zone. So we're changing the actual official zoning map at the city. And it also adopts design standards and guidelines specific to that particular neighborhood or district. Next slide. So how do we form these? So back in 2018, Councilmember Kinnear was the one that actually did a big overhaul of the Historic Preservation Ordinance, and a big part of that recodification included a new process for forming local historic districts. So basically, there's three main parts to this designation process. We have to get a nomination document, and you have that in your packet, the nomination document. Resource forms mean every single property has photographs taken, a small description. We have to get the consent of the property owners. We do that through balloting, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then final designation through the passage of the ordinance that's in front of you with that map. And next slide. No, that's okay. That's perfect. I was going to say next slide anyway, so you were right ahead of me. So this is actually the map, and this shows, you can actually click, because I think I say each street, if you could give me one forward. Yeah, there we go. So this is from Lincoln Street over to Bernard Street, from 18th Avenue on the north to 21st Boulevard on the south. And just so that you know, the black dots here are referencing what are contributing properties to the historic district, meaning that they occur within the period of significance and haven't had major changes to them. The yellow dots are ones that either are built outside of the period of significance or have had some major changes. So next slide. So why this particular neighborhood? I meant to actually bring down this binder that we have, Old School Binder. In 2008, we had received a survey grant from the state of Washington, the Department of Archaeology and Historic Preservation, to basically look at this neighborhood as a potential district in the future or for properties that were eligible for our Spokane Register of Historic Places. So that's really the foundation of where this neighborhood started from. It's obviously an eligible district. So this particular district project was entirely neighborhood driven. This is a grassroots effort. We did not get a grant for this, and we did not prepare the nomination. This came from the neighborhood. They also created their own design standards and guidelines with our assistance, obviously. And then why is this neighborhood significant? It's actually significant as a planned development that was platted back in 1909 to 1910 by the Arthur Jones Company. And it was more than just the residences. It was actually planted, and you can see that when you go up to the Cannon Hill Park neighborhood with the trees that are still lining the streets, and a little bit of a curve to the neighborhood that we don't have in a lot of neighborhoods in Spokane. The neighborhood is largely intact as it was at the end of its build-out period, which was 1958. We can go to the next slide. So this district includes 191 residential properties. 180 of those contribute, so that is a very high percentage of contributing properties. Only 11 are considered non-contributing. Those properties that are contributing or historic were built between 1909 and 1958 and retain their original integrity. The entire district is single-family homes right now. There are a couple ADUs that are included. And we can go to the next slide. So types of properties, we'll just run through this super quick. So there are 57 bungalow types. And the next slide. These are cottage types, 52, so pretty similar to the bungalows, smaller houses, sort of cottage style. Next slide. 69 residence types, and those are the larger 2-story, 2 to 3-story properties. Next is 11 ranch types, so that takes in that 40s and 50s. So that's the end of the development period. Most of the neighborhood was already built out by 1958. Next slide. So the design standards and guidelines are part of the ordinance. They're adopted by reference in the ordinance. So we'll just look at a couple of things here that I know are of concern usually. We always have specific design standards and guidelines for each district that we create. So you can see that these districts are not something that's an easy, quick fix. They're really extensive in terms of what's required. We use the Secretary of the Interior standards, and we only review the street-facing exteriors in historic districts. So there's 10 broad standards that say things like repair rather than replace. If you have to replace something, replace it in kind. And then we use those guidelines for guidance to both contractors and property owners when they're making changes to their street-facing facades. And I'll go to the next slide. So just so that you understand in terms of development within the neighborhood, we do not require a certificate of appropriateness for ADUs or freestanding garages. So if they don't attach to the house, we would not be reviewing those in this district. That's the same as the Cannon Streetcar Suburb Historic District. This is something we leave up to property owners. If they don't want us to review things like ADUs, we won't review them. So in this particular neighborhood, somebody could build an ADU or a freestanding garage. It would not be reviewed or limited by historic preservation. And you can see here all the other things we don't require certificates for. Any interior work, maintenance, painting the house, none of those things would be required. Next slide, please. So when we're talking about new construction, so this would be when a new house is built. So right now, there are no developable lots in this particular district, so something would have to be demolished potentially. The demolition, those 11 properties that are considered non-contributing, that could be reviewed by staff, and demolition would be allowed of those properties because they're not considered contributing to the district. And then new construction, so a new house or a new multifamily, would be reviewed for its design by the Landmarks Commission. If it's allowed to be built, a 4-plex or a 6-plex, that can be built in the district. We're just reviewing it to make sure it's not an intrusion to the district, that it fits in, basically, contemporary compatible. Next slide. So sorry to throw Mary's house at you, but we always have to remind ourselves of what can be lost with demolition. The 11 properties could be demolished, as I said, with staff review. Any other demolitions would have to be reviewed by the full Landmarks Commission. So that's just the way it goes. Next slide. So next slide. So the final voting results, I think this is really impressive, and it shows how involved this particular neighborhood was. We mailed 191 ballots. They had 193 votes. There are 2 properties that have an extra lot. We received 154 returned ballots, so basically 80% of our ballots were returned. Wouldn't that be great for every election we have in Spokane if that many came back out? Of those that actually returned ballots, 88% were in favor of creating the district. 17 property owners sent no votes. They did not want the district. 2 were neutral, which we've never had before, but unfortunately we had to count them as no's. And then 39 that did not return ballots, those are counted as no's. So basically we start with 193 no votes and we have to dig our way out. So we only needed a simple majority of property owners to bring it through the next processes, which includes the Plan Commission, Spokane Landmarks Commission, and City Council. Next slide. So just really quickly, process, we've basically had several touches with the Spokane Historic Landmarks Commission. We have had a hearing with Landmarks, which passed unanimously. We have gone through Plan Commission. We've had a workshop. We've had a hearing. It also passed the Plan Commission hearing. We have done SEPA. We have posted a SEPA sign in Cannon Hill Park. There's been lots of notification and outreach. Next slide. Just shows sort of an outreach, and I think the one thing to highlight here is these neighborhood advocates knocked on all of their neighbors' doors. They all had conversations, they met their neighbors. I think that that's why we had such a high turnout, is because of how engaged their neighbors were. Next slide. Just to continue it on. Obviously, we've been putting notices of all of our meetings. We've had several full district mailings to property owners, including postcards, and several workshops in the neighborhood. Next slide. Agency and public comment. We got 3 agency comments that all said great, and 3 public comments were in favor, and they're in your packets. Next slide. So now we get to kind of the meat of what you're doing, the overlay zone ordinance. Because of where, as I mentioned, our code hits in the Spokane Municipal Code, requires us to go through Plan Commission because it is a change to the UDC. And next slide. So there's 2 reasons why you can make an amendment to the Unified Development Code. It has to be consistent with the comprehensive plan. And then it also has to bear a substantial relation to public health, safety, welfare, and protection of the environment. We come under the environment. Next slide. So I'm not going to belabor all of this, but just know that we are very consistent with the city's comprehensive plan throughout, and not just in the chapter that deals with the urban design, but we're also within other parts of the comprehensive plan. Next slide. Just a continuation, basically asking us to utilize design guidelines in historic districts. So that's something part of our ordinance is asking for. And the comprehensive plan also talks about our neighborhoods as one of our finest assets, which we certainly agree with. Next slide. And basically, it also allows us to provide incentives to property owners. So when a district happens, our incentives are available to all contributing properties within the district. Next slide. So these are the places that we just pulled out the goals. I'm not going to belabor this. We'll go to the next slide. Both the Spokane Historic Landmarks Commission and the Plan Commission have recommended that City Council pass the overlay zone to create this district. Landmarks was unanimous. Plan Commission was, I believe, 7-1 or 8-1. I can't remember exactly what the vote was. 7-1, I think. Next slide. So we are asking you to adopt the Cannon Hill Park Historic District Overlay Zone and the design standards and guidelines by amendment. Well, anyways, I can't think. They're referred to. And we believe that it meets all of the reasons why you can modify the Unified Development Code. So this is Nathan South, who is a resident in the neighborhood, who moved here from Denver. He is the proponent. So he just had 2 slides he wanted to share with you really quickly.
And Nathan, we really got to get going. We're really behind.
be super
Quickly,
fast.
great, thank you.
Yeah, so I moved here from Denver, and part of the reason I'm involved is I didn't want to see the same thing happen in Spokane that I saw happen in Denver. Two neighborhoods here in southeast Denver, very affluent neighborhoods, one historic district protected, one not. If you'll just flip to the next slide. The historic district neighborhood, the home prices appreciated at roughly the same pace as the rest of Denver, about 54%. That's to the lower left. The non-protected affluent neighborhood, near parks, very appealing neighborhood, increased 96%, almost 2x the rest of the city. And the reason was older homes were demolished and replaced by redevelopment. And this redevelopment did not increase the density, but it did increase the price of homes. And that's what we want to avoid. So I hope we got your support. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. And I know that we may have some questions there, but we're going to need to move on. And before we go to the union block, Councilmember Cathcart has a resolution, I think, related to this. And so we're going to hear that first. Councilmember Cathcart, if you're ready.
Yeah, and I
think
actually,
Spencer.
Yeah,
Oh,
Spencer
Spencer.
is going to be briefing that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about this. Councilmember Cathcart approached me and we had a discussion about I think there was a dissenting opinion in your packet from the Plan Commission that you've seen, expressing some concerns. The Plan Commission findings also include some language about the concerns around not necessarily this particular district. I think other than the one dissenting opinion, as you can see, there was strong support. I think they feel like it meets the criteria. I think the concerns are maybe summarized in the resolution, but I'll try to just quickly give you the high-level overview. The first is, where does it end? In other words, at some point, a significant portion of the city is or could potentially be considered for historic district status. Does that have a potential negative impact on our housing market? I think from Plan Commission's perspective, they see tension between preservation of historic districts and the dynamism that's needed in the market to produce new housing. So there was discussion from Plan Commission about the desire for some kind of plan to drive decision-making around when we designate historic districts. I don't get the sense from any of the Plan Commission members that they have a desire to shut down historic preservation completely, either in the short term or in the future. I think it's, again, just recognizing this desire to have a larger conversation about where this fits in our overall housing market picture. So my involvement really has been just providing Councilmember Cathcart some of the kind of a summary of the Plan Commission discussion around this. And then, of course, you do have the dissenting opinion that you can read. Other than that, I think the details, I don't know if Councilmember Cathcart, there's anything specific that's in here that you wanted to highlight.
Yeah, I would just add just a couple quick points. One, and you covered it well, just how are future historic districts going to affect the housing market? But also, we have recently completed a land quantity analysis or land capacity analysis, and, representing ourselves as being able to handle a certain amount of growth over a certain amount of time. And these historic districts could, in theory, significantly disrupt that over time. And then the other one that kind of jumped or really brought this to my attention for the immediate fact is that there really is no process in place in our code for this to go to the Plan Commission. and we have a work plan that council approves that allocates, designates the items that the Plan Commission is going to review. A lot of that is resource driven. I've had a number of items on there that have not been picked up and worked on. I think Councilmember Bingle the same. And so at what point does something have the ability to jump the line and move forward without council approving it in the work plan, or even the Plan Commission approving their own work plan that would include that in there? So there's just a number of questions that I think we need to address, and it seems like now would be a good time to hit pause and think about, all the regulations we put on comp plan amendments and other things in terms of timing and resources. Should we be considering something similar with regard to this process as well?
Could I make one quick suggestion on the resolution? I think understanding Councilmember Cathcart's concerns and what I've heard from the Plan Commission, I think the resolution currently reads that City Council would not consider any subsequent historic districts until there's a plan in place. One potential change that still leaves open the possibility for a district to move forward, if there is strong support from the council, would be to just modify that language and say that in order to move forward, it needs to be added to the Plan Commission work plan. Instead of just completely shutting the door, that does leave that possibility open. I'm happy to work on some language changes there if there's interest. Obviously, the Historic Preservation Department would probably be interested in being involved as well. So just wanted to offer that as a potential idea.
All right.
And I would be good with that, Spencer.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll just be very, very brief. Yeah, as it's written, I'm not in support. I do think it merits further discussion about, how we can have this conversation. I don't see historic preservation and affordability necessarily as mutually exclusive, as we saw from some of the slides and evidence in Denver. When we are talking about some of these districts, it's very scaled, I think, especially in the case of Cannon Hill, where we saw a majority of neighbors come out in support. We're really talking about a couple blocks. And so, again, I think there's a way to have this discussion without just hitting pause, but appreciate it moving forward and us talking about it.
And could I just say that we have actually looked at the land size of the city of Spokane that allows for residential development, and we are right now with every property that is individually listed on the Spokane Register, as well as the districts we already have, at 1% of the city of Spokane. So I don't like to see preservation used as the reason why housing doesn't happen in a place like Spokane. So that disturbs me a little bit, because it is quite small, really. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents.
All right, Megan, and then on to
Regular
Union
business.
Block nomination. Yes.
Okay, so we can go to the next slide. And next slide. So the Union Block at, next slide. Sorry. Oh, there we go. The Union Block at 218 North Howard is a good example of a Richardsonian Romanesque commercial building. Next slide. In downtown Spokane. Built in 1890, this 3-story building, next slide, is eligible for listing on the Spokane Register under Category A in the area of commerce for its association with a group of commercial and residential mixed-use buildings constructed immediately after Spokane's Great Fire of 1889. Next slide. This slide shows that by 1890, the building was already there, addressed as 111 and 113 Howard. There were also advertisements in the newspaper as early as September of 1889 for offices and rooms. An October 1889 article notes that Forrest and Gandy buildings were built, were well along with their second stories. Next slide. The architect for the building was Hermann Preuss, a German architect who is Spokane's first professional architect and its longest practicing architect at the end of his career. He made his name in the city before the Great Fire of 1889 and again after the fire, helping to rebuild the city along with his partner Julius Zittel. He also designed buildings like the Fernwell Building, the Peyton Building, as we talked about today, St. Al's Church. He was actually the campus architect for Gonzaga. and the German American Society Hall, amongst many others. Next slide. The building was significantly remodeled in 1972 at the storefront level. A May 1972 article announced that the building was being remodeled to reflect the elegance of the past with the efficiency of the present, and that remodel would cost $200,000. The south side of the building would be a Taco Time, and the north side would house Mike's West, a men's clothing store. Next slide. The wood beams and brick walls of the ground floor were exposed at this time for a better interior atmosphere and to offer a touch of the past. The upper floors were intended to be offices, but it doesn't sound like that happened. The building was more recently remodeled in 2021 when the windows on the upper levels were replaced and 8 apartment units added. The Union Block is distinctive for its use of elliptical arches in the way in which the pilasters and nearly flat arches reinforce the 4 window bays. Next slide. The upper floors feature a lobby area, next slide, and modern apartments that each feature a painted mural, bedrooms, next slide, kitchens, living rooms, bathrooms, and laundry facilities. Next slide, yes, thanks. Next slide, oh, there we go. Atticus Coffee and Gifts in the north storefront. And one of the more, it also has the Steelhead Restaurant, in the southernmost space. Next slide. And Atticus, there you go. Next slide. One of the more interesting features is in the basement on the north half of the building. So it doesn't look very interesting here, but next slide. There are a series of nature-themed murals with heavy red borders on every wall of the basement. And the artist we've figured out is probably this gentleman named Luke Williams, who painted similar murals around town in the 1930s. So one thing to think, it seems like a speakeasy, but it was the 1930s, so there was no reason to have a speakeasy anymore. So next slide. The Union Block is significant and eligible for listing in the Spokane Register under Category A in the area of commerce for its association with a group of commercial and residential buildings that were constructed immediately after the fire. And it's also significant under Category C as a work of a master for its association with Herman Preuss. And the Landmarks Commission approved this unanimously and asked for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, so next up we have an ordinance on algorithmic rent price fixing. And again, Jackson, if we could be brief, thank you.
And Councilman Cathcart has his
Oh,
hand
yeah,
up.
sorry, Councilmember Cathcart, go ahead.
Nope, sorry, didn't mean to have that up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, Council. You've all seen this ordinance probably a couple of times at this point. It's been circulated a couple times. And this would ban algorithmic rental price fixing. There's software and web apps available that allow for people to essentially coordinate digitally on rental prices, vacancy rates, all of that stuff, and those can artificially drive up prices in the rental market. And we want to prevent that with this ordinance. Any questions?
Nope. All right.
Easy.
Thank you very much. Okay. I don't see Jason for the WashDOT right-of-way cleanup services. Okay. We'll come back to that one. And I'm going to, Tim, I'm sorry, I asked you to be here for 13 and 14, but we're going to skip those for today, and we can have a different conversation if need be, because we have a few, I think, big items that might require a little more time than what we have. So if Jason comes down here, we'll come back to the cleanup services. But next up, Ariel Anderson. I know, I think we're going to take up an hour in the last few. Also, Julie Garcia is here, and I may ask her to give an update on the Navigation Center.
Good morning, Council President, Council. And I apologize, Councilmember Bingle. What is it that is that we're briefing on
The
first?
3-month extension of the existing scattered site contracts.
That's great. That is the one that I have, that
Okay,
I'm responsible for. So, what we are asking council with the attached resolution is an extension of 3 months. So it would take us from October 1st until December 31st for those scattered site contracts that Waters Meet previously known as EHF, Empire Health Foundation, had proactively worked with the community in identifying these scattered sites over the last, say, year and a half. And then in addition to what I had submitted was the current RFP, request for proposals, that CHHS has posted on our opportunity funding page on the website, and that is actively looking again for scattered sites, and that would start January 1 and then take us until June of 2027. I thought that was important because I just wanted you all to know, and then in addition the public to understand that just with that 3-month extension, it doesn't mean that that's, we're all done after that, but just trying to give the totality of the picture. So. Any questions on what was submitted?
Thank you, Errol.
And feel free to take your time now. This is what I wanted to get to, so give us enough time.
I mentioned this before. I guess the frustration for me has been that we knew Empire Health Foundation was ending in September. They had reported on that several months leading up to this, so I was just challenged how we got here under this 3-month extension going forward.
Yeah, so I think there was some initial misunderstanding that we had when CHHS had corresponded with procurement and with legal as to our ability to simply absorb those contracts. It was, well, it was incorrect. Our understanding, CHHS's understanding, was not not on the same, we were not on the same page. And so what had originally been requested from CHHS was to take it at least until the spring, so that would allow us to work on an RFP for a post date of March. That was a bridge too far, and so finally what we kind of settled on was the 3-month extension, and then concurrent with that, putting out an RFP that would, actually last night was the last day of that RFP that was open, so.
I think I have a question. So, and I know that this is why Mr. Nikonoski is here, but on the special market conditions, can we talk about that?
Yeah, and I would appreciate if Jason could just come up because
Totally.
he helped
Absolutely.
shepherd us through that process.
Sure. Good afternoon, Chair Bingle and council members. Jason Nikonoski, Director of Purchasing and Contracts. So with the city, in order to enter into a contract, we need to have some kind of competitive method or an exemption in our current set of rules. So in order for us to absorb these contracts, they are new for us, and so we needed to either meet a competitive process or an exemption. As Ariel already described, we missed our opportunity to do a competitive process, and so in this place's market conditions is the vehicle to go ahead and declare that we have admittedly self-inflicted conditions that created a situation where we do need an exemption to go ahead and enter into these contracts. And so market conditions is a tool that we have not used a whole lot. I've seen it now twice since my tenure here. It's not well defined, so it's really up to the council to determine, do you agree that request from the administration is in fact meeting a market condition criteria to where it is necessary to provide an exemption? And then it's your prerogative to decide whether or not you agree with that finding, and if so, vote accordingly.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, thank you. So essentially what I'm hearing is if council just decides to go a particular way, we can just do it with a vote and call it market conditions, since it's so vague and no sidebars to it?
Yeah, it's pretty wide open, Councilmember Cathcart. So yeah, we can make a recommendation. It's within our SMC and within our CW. There's not really a whole lot of legal guidance or background that we can look at. Christopher Wright and I looked at this a couple of times. And it's a very unused statewide, but it is a tool that is available to us. So we're slowly kind of working through these few experiments. We did this with the Carbon Quest collection out at the waste to energy facility. And we're just looking to kind of try to really refine, and with council's guidance and input, as well as from those of us on the administration side and our expertise, we can slowly build framework around what is truly appropriate for this kind of tool.
Well, the only thing I would say is Carbon Quest was imposed upon us by the state. We didn't have a whole lot of options there, so it's slightly different. Whereas this is, as you put it, self-inflicted. I would strongly urge that we, and I'll happy to take the lead, but that we revise this code because it seems pretty ripe for misuse. Unless we just want to really flip things and just use this as our primary way of doing things in an RFP when we feel like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's our intent to let this be wide open, council member.
Thank you, Councilmember Cathcart. I was going to echo that. I certainly understand where we are right now with our scatter site models, but anything could be special market conditions. My mind is already like, ooh, I could create something else. So really what the guidelines will look like, because that could be our path forward for everything is special market conditions. So I agree, we need some more guardrails on what that really looks like, because it is way too vague for a city to have that type of opportunity.
Yeah, and Mr. Wright, do you have any thoughts on this? Do you think it meets market conditions? I know that you guys looked into this together.
No, not beyond what Mr. Nakoniki said. We agree that the state law and our local law, which is very similar, are vague, and it really is up to the council to decide whether or not a special market condition exists.
Do we know the legislative intent of the special market conditions? Because it does feel like it just lets us kind of do whatever we want.
It's been on the books both at the state and at the city for quite some time, and there's not really any historical records I've been able to find to really give us any kind of intent on that. So it is combined with another segment that's called special facilities. And so Mr. Wright and I talked about that, and with the language in the RCW, they are uniquely different. So special facilities does revolve around like utilities and things of that nature, but the market conditions is pretty open. I've spent some time talking with the folks at MRSC to get some guidance from them. Of course, there's not legal opinion, it's just their guidance, so.
Good idea.
So the special market conditions, is that really just time? Because I'm trying to figure out, and again, I'm supportive, I'm just trying to get clarity. What did you really use as special market conditions other than we're in this time constraint going forward for these services?
So using both this one and the Carbon Quest, those were both time related. So the Carbon Quest one, for example, there was a 6-month delay from when we originally got the funding, and that was due to possible legislation and elected action, voted action in November of that year, so the state couldn't release the funding to us until January of that year, and we had a funding deadline of 6 months, and then we also had to have the project completed and paid for in order to do that. So that was a time frame that we used there. Similarly here, we're in a situation that if we did a competitive process, we would have to suspend those contracts as of October 1, which would mean suspending the scatter sites until we could do an RFP. So again, in both of these examples, I see them as being time constraints that prevent us from doing the processes that we would normally follow.
Councilmember Ben, can I ask one more question? I hear you, Jason. I guess, again, I'm frustrated because, again, self-inflicted. We knew this was coming. And so that really kind of cuts us off at the knees as special market conditions. Again, I'm supportive. We'll be voting yes on it, just so everybody knows. But this one really has presented its own unique challenges as to timing, special market conditions, and how we go forward.
Yeah, I definitely hear the council loud and clear that we're not planning on using this one with any kind of regularity. It is definitely a new tool for us, and understanding the vagueness presents myriad of challenges, both perceived and real. And so we just want to make sure that we're being very careful. So we will be mindful of that when using this tool.
I guess what I would request on top of this is maybe a resolution to accompany it when we pass it, whatever it is, to say we don't like this and we're going to address it and make it a priority between council and administration to make sure that we get that done.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on updates to various administrative policies as well as the procedures that support those from our competitive process, both from the procurement side and, Ari and I have been talking about this a lot with some of their processes as well, so that we can put better tools in place, build better planning, better structure, so that we don't have to use a tool like this except for only in the extreme circumstances.
Great. Well, I appreciate your your conversation here and appreciate the willingness of the administration to engage with us on that and get it done. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to grab me and we can talk more.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. And Ariel, do you have any more on that?
No, nothing more on that one.
Okay. Then I guess next up is Carrie going to present on the encampment resolution program?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay, good morning. The Encampment Resolution Program is funded by the Washington State Department of Commerce, as you know, to support coordinated housing-focused responses on encampments on public property. So the city serves as lead grantee and will enter into contract with Commerce, if approved, to administer these ERP funds. The action will also authorize subrecipient agreements with local providers to operate these ERP-funded housing and services. So the funded projects proposed are the Catalyst operated by Catholic Charities, and this provides temporary housing with on-site services. There is also 35 emergency beds and 22 permanent housing units with supports operated by Revive. In addition, 25 permanent housing units with supports will be operated by Catholic Housing Communities at the El Estero location. And we also have the New Roots Tiny Home Village providing some temporary spaces as well. The city will retain a small percentage for administration and covering fiscal oversight and data entry. All the outcomes and data are tracked in HMIS in compliance with Commerce requirements and our own 5-year plan. And the ERP funding will help maintain existing housing created through prior Commerce investments and expands that capacity for individuals relocated from encampments on public property.
I have a question for you. What is the percentage that we're keeping?
It's just about 9%.
9%? What is the maximum allowed by?
15.
15%? I have a question on that. Why would we not keep 15%?
You know how the budget shook out. I don't have the answer to that question, but I'm happy to follow up with you.
Okay. I would suggest on all these grants coming in, as we're talking budget challenges and things like that, that, you know, all the grants coming in, that we would take the maximum allowable to help us fund our programs and fund our staff. That way we don't have to let people go. Any other thoughts on this at all?
Thank you. I will follow up and say that if there are instances where we feel like we can leverage existing grants, because again, CHHS is primarily funded and operates by grants, that, you know, reducing that amount of administration or administrative fee, essentially, or the percentage, actually serves a greater purpose in terms of using those dollars and putting them right back out into the community. So I will get clarification from Skylar on that and make sure that that 9% is actually correct. But just coming from a pragmatic perspective, I can see where maybe it just makes sense to not take that full 15%, knowing that we can afford that, and then also understanding that on balance, those funds will be going straight back into direct service.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Thank you very much, Carrie. Okay. And then Ariel, the approval of the New Roots Village operator.
Thank you. So essentially what we're asking for with this briefing paper is an acceptance of the Human Services RFP Committee to elect to have CAT, Compassionate Addiction Treatment, be the operator of the New Roots Village. That was approved by the CHHS board, and now it's coming before council. Any questions?
I guess not. Okay. Oh, Councilmember Cathcart?
Yeah, I guess what are the parameters? I mean, what are we paying them? What's the timeline? I don't have any of those details in front of me.
Okay. Well, it was just for here, I just want to say that that was included in the packet itself.
No, I know. I just don't have that.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Speaking of special market conditions, Councilmember Cathcart, they may be adding somebody to their family today. So speaking of special conditions.
So yeah, little busy. Understood. So I want to say it was around 977,000 give or take some change there, Councilmember Cathcart. And these are braided funds. So a portion of those monies will come from the ERP contract that Carrie just briefed, and then opioid dollars. Right now, we don't have a set timeline for when that contract is going to start because New Roots or Waters Meet is currently going through the permitting process. So working its way through our internal, department there, getting all the permits and doing the SEPA, and that I cannot speak with specificity on in terms of where that's at. But I do know that nothing is going to happen with the operation of New Roots until that piece is sorted out. So does that help, Councilmember Cathcart?
Sure, but I guess the question that I would have is if we're using opioid dollars, that implies that the individuals that we're going to be placing here are, they're using or have been, and just given all of the frustrations of the neighborhood with folks who are in recovery literally next door, just trying to understand how all of this is going to work. What are the responsibilities of CAT to ensure that there's no open drug use or drug use at all, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I would actually say, so it's going to be a closed referral pipeline, as was noted in the briefing paper. I hope that I articulated fairly well about how those referrals would be given, and really would quite honestly mirror kind of what Ascenda does. Now, Ascenda does not do specifically opioid, but whole host of different SUDs in folks that are entering into that pathway of sobriety. And so those pathways are going to look no different. Specifically, working with Pioneer Human Services, with the Stabilization Center, STARS, places where folks have had the opportunity to stabilize. They've got a good, kind of housing stability plan moving forward. And so, again, I want to be very clear that these are not households that are coming straight out of unsheltered or street homelessness and going into the New Roots village. So hopefully that allays some concerns.
Ariel, can I ask, have we prioritized a specific population, male, female, young, old?
No children, I will say that. So singles, and that can run the gamut of, 18 to, hopefully not 99, but 99. So, yeah. Any other questions?
I have a lot of thoughts, but I think I've made them pretty well known at this point. So, any other thoughts? Anybody else?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ariel.
Thank you so much.
With that, I think we do have some time. If you'd like to come on up, Julie, and give us an update on the Navigation Center and how things are going there. Oh, shoot. Sorry. We had one thing we had to come back to. Jason, can we do yours real quick? Sorry about that.
Thank you so much, and sorry for the confusion. I'm Jason Ruffing with Code Enforcement, here to brief a contract amendment. Last month, Luis, our director, brought through the Department of Transportation interlocal with the city for cleanup services. This is a secondary contract to that, where we are amending an existing contract with Dignified Workday Career Path Services for them to assist us and supplement our cleanup efforts. This would be specific to DOT property and DOT rights-of-way. Much of that time is focused downtown. So this crew, this Dignified Workday crew, would work a route, would invoice the city. The city's costs would be recovered through the interlocal with DOT.
Questions? All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just one other quick note.
Yes.
I know Councilmember Zappone had some questions about some crew staffing on our side related to some funding earlier this year. So we have filled those positions. Those positions now make up what we call our downtown crew. It is a small crew, but it is a 4-person and a few laborers who assist. The partnership like this one with Dignified Workday allows us to use that crew to focus and have an impact on other areas of downtown rather than working I-90 all day, which we could do all day, every day. So this contract allows that team to be more effective just due to some internal health concerns, injuries, those types of things. We're still at about the same staffing overall on the crew. It's around 18 folks working on those crews, but it is now 3 crews, 1 downtown crew, and then 2 larger neighborhood crews.
So, Jason, with the Dignified Work supplemental contract, would that not allow the crews to be more out in neighborhoods? I mean, I'm certainly focused on downtown, but neighborhoods are just as challenged.
Yeah, so they are. So the 2 largest crews that we have, they're about 7 or 8 person crews. Those work primarily in the neighborhoods. So we have a downtown crew, and then we have some of these partners that we can depend on for assistance downtown. But those larger crews do work in the neighborhoods, not exclusively, but the majority of their time.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Councilmember Sapone, because you were asking about kind of the impact of those funded positions. So what it really allowed us to do is have that dedicated team downtown to be more responsive. So we're working really, really great with the downtown precinct to again, if we have an issue that kind of bubbles up, we're able to be more responsive to those complaints. Where we didn't have that before, we would have to kind of peel off a smaller team to go and do that, give instructions to that team, because that's not what they do all day, every day. So this is certainly a gained efficiency to be more responsive to the downtown needs.
I know that face.
So downtown has 2 crews. They have the Dignified Workday crew, that's a supplemental, and then our city crew, that's downtown as well.
Yeah, so the Dignified Workday is really going to be dedicated to their one ARPA locations is the first part of their contract, and then the WashDOT locations is the second part of their contract. So again, it frees us up, my downtown team, to be more responsive to the other areas, behind Fire Station 4, the other hot spots, if you will, that we're constantly seeing pretty bad conditions rapidly.
On that, who's responsible for the Brown Street Viaduct?
A lot of teams.
Is that us or Dignified Workday?
Well, they do cover that area because it is along 395 adjacent, so they are in that area. But we are there. Like last week, we had a massive effort that partnered with not just our crew but also the Downtown Spokane Partnership. So that it's really kind of all hands on deck just to the conditions that happen so rapidly there, the deterioration of the condition.
People like me love to give you more work, and I have a request here. Is there any way we can track the tonnage that's coming out of there that we're cleaning up regularly? Because I know you guys are cleaning it up regularly, and I know that's, you clean it up, it's right back, you clean it up, it's right back. And so can we track that at all? Is that possible?
Isolated from a specific area might be a challenge because we'll have our big dump run all the way downtown. But what I can tell you about the downtown, we're averaging about 10,000 pounds a month downtown. And that's only downtown. So that's also in addition to what DSP, who doesn't really calculate by weight. They do it by bag, if you will, because they dump it in our City Hall dumpster. So that's in addition to, that's really periphery to the bid. It's about 10,000 pounds a month.
And does that count Dignified Workday as well?
No, that's just our work crew.
Just city crews.
Yeah, so we do have Dignified Workdays kind of tip sheets, if you will, because it's all part of the payment.
Okay. Great. Any other questions for us? Wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate it, gentlemen. All right, Julie, thank you for coming down and giving a special presentation on the new navigation center. And honestly, if you sure, yeah. And if you feel the need, feel free to jump into another topic if you so feel. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for letting me come down and talk about the navigation center that we just opened a couple of weeks ago. In our first week was really a soft opening where we weren't really going out and letting people know that this was open, but still taking in people that have come to utilize our services. Once Catholic Charities started up and running, we've been at capacity every single day, almost all of the shift. We have done an enormous amount of showers. In our first week in doing this, we had 672 guests into our facility and asked for services, 147 showers, and 19 individuals were already connected to the shelter placement on the navigation support. So the one good thing about the Navigation Center is it's beginning to be seen as exactly what it is, not necessarily a day space all day, but a space to be connected to resources. We've had at least every day, at least 6 providers, and on some days up to 22 different providers coming in and providing services that they already provide in our community. Our transportation is able to take them to and from so that they are not, it'll help mitigate in the neighborhood the walking through. And our cleanup crew has already moved 8 trailer and truckloads full of garbage out of that neighborhood, which we will continue to do on a 5-day-a-week basis. It's working well with the scattered sites. It's a simplified way for everybody to come in and move them to a space that's appropriate for them. When we get a phone call on the phone through our referral line, we're unable to assess if that's an appropriate intervention for somebody, and we end up bringing people into our centers or the scattered sites that it's not a good fit for. Unfortunately, if we do that, we then lose that client if that space isn't appropriate for them. So what we're doing now is bringing them into the Navigation Center, allowing the experts in the room to evaluate what an appropriate situation is, and then moving people to those appropriate spaces.
Julie, you want to just give us the days and hours of operation at
Yes.
the Navigation Center?
So the navigation runs 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Friday, we operate from 8:30 to 5:30, and that does laundry and showers, plus services. The weekends we're also open 8:30 to 5:30, but there are not those services and very few providers that come. More during the weekends, it's that day space and getting people a space to go to.
Any other questions from anybody? So you said you have a question? Go for it, yeah.
2 questions. One, what happens at night when you close? Where does everyone go? And then 2, is it, can anyone just pop in? I've had people in neighborhoods that said, I don't know where my daughter can go. She's living in her car. And are you the right place to direct people
I am
to?
the absolute right place to go. So anybody in any condition, police, EMT, self-referrals, we will take everybody. We have space outside as well that has a separate capacity that we will not turn people away during those times and try to get them to appropriate places. At the night, it has always been our concern in operating a navigation center is where do we navigate people to? And we are, as you can see, we've navigated 19 people since we opened starting Monday to today. But that varies every single day. When somebody comes in at 5:30 and we're closing, then where do they go? Our transportation can get them back to a better, safer place wherever they were staying. And that's the best that we can do is hope to mitigate the camping and staying next to our shelter. So we do have security all night long. Security does come through and move people and help people find better situations to go. But it will always be our issue until, one, we have housing to move folks through. And we see that in our scattered sites model as well, is it's too slow of time. We have people who are housing ready that could go into housing. We just don't have the housing available for them yet. So if this is one step in a big process of things we need in our community, and this fills a small gap.
Okay, thank you again for
Thank
coming
you.
down. So I have a couple questions. So you said you were at capacity basically when you opened, and you remained at capacity every day. 86, is that the correct
Yes.
capacity? Okay. And so when you say, okay, so we navigate them to a better, safer place if we're closed, what does that mean?
Finding if there's shelter beds available for them if they fit. We have been able to move people in that. Wherever they're staying, going out and helping them figure out how they can be less seen, I guess. That's the real honest answer from us is how can we help you be less seen in the situation you're in, because there's an enormous amount of people that sleep outside. And that's not just because they choose to, it's because we don't have availability in the shelters for them. We could if we had somewhere to move shelter guests out of. So if you look at it as a big circle, you have people who come into the navigation center and we move them to a scattered site. And a scattered site, we get them ready for housing, and then we go to move them to housing, but there's not housing. So that person stays in an emergency shelter bed for an unnecessary amount of time because we don't have the housing to move them through to. And that's where I think some of these other investments you guys have in the tiny homes and the 1590 funding will help reduce the visible homelessness on the streets of Spokane. But it takes time to get those things in place. And the way that this community is working together collaboratively is really the key to getting people into permanent housing and out of those emergency shelter beds, which then opens up those emergency shelter beds for us to navigate people into.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, just wondering of the 86 capacity, kind of what percentage are there every day? You know, what percentage of new individuals do you see daily?
Well, I can get that data and send it to you, but I don't know the exact amount, but it rotates throughout the day. So people come in, they get services, they get a shower, then they leave. People come in, they get services, they get a shower, then they leave. We don't serve a meal there, so there's not necessarily a time that they congregate together. We do offer a sack lunch though when you're leaving the center. So it's hard to tell which of that data until we pull it up in CMIS is duplicate and not duplicate, but I can see personally that people are connecting with service providers and then taking that and moving into their space to provide those services.
And just really quickly, Julie, what is the partnership, or where has Home and Community Services, what's that relationship? Because I know many of those people would qualify for Home and Community Services and housing as well. And I know there are beds available in that system. So what is the challenge or barrier there?
So that is the role of Providence in what we do and how they navigate people into home and community. But we work with them regularly in our scattered sites as well to get people appropriately placed. And that's kind of one of those data points that you guys don't get is moving people into a nursing home isn't a permanent housing HUD accepted definition. So you will start to see data coming out, and you'll see data that shows like our Healing Heart space does not have the same permanent housing outcomes as the HOC House of Charity Shelter, because all of our folks coming through those spaces are being referred into places like adult family homes and transitional living and nursing homes.
Any other questions? Councilmember Cathcart, do you still have your hand up, or is that a remnant?
It's a remnant.
Okay. My one last question for you is, did you ever find the key to that mystery door?
I have not, but they're really working on it.
Okay,
so
good.
we're getting there.
Perfect. Well, thank you for
Thank you
coming
so
down.
much.
Appreciate it. Okay. Boards, commissions, updates. You ready? All right. We'll have Nicolette go first, and then we'll do our...
Okay, I know we're short on time and still have another committee to go, but I just wanted to point out that I sent out an invite for December 4th. It's the ALICE training, and I hope you guys can all join. ALICE is an acronym for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. Some of you may have done this in the past. It's a really fun, interactive day in the life of an ALICE family. And so I would encourage you also to look at some of the resources in there. United Way published a report earlier this year, and it's an interesting sort of dive into what many families here in Spokane are facing. And I just want to say one thing with you guys, because I know you guys are about to make a bunch of really difficult decisions, and you've been short on time, and your brains are about to be packed with a bunch more information. But The veil of ignorance, right, which was introduced by John Rawls in A Theory of Justice in 1971, is a thought experiment used to determine the principles of a just society. It asks policymakers to imagine what they're designing social rules when they are designing social rules without knowing their own position within that society, their income, their race, gender, abilities, or housing status. So with respect to housing and homelessness policy, the veil of ignorance compels us to ask many questions, one of which might be, what kind of housing continuum would I want if I didn't know whether I'd be housed or unhoused, born into generational wealth or generational poverty or somewhere in between? From behind this veil, one cannot assume there'll be a landlord or a tenant or a homeowner or unhoused or healthy or unhealthy, able-bodied or living with a disability. This theoretical framework forces decisions to be guided by fairness and mutual security rather than self-interest or class position. As you continue to draft and consider policy, adopt plans for long-term growth and development, and fulfill your fiduciary responsibilities in the coming months, please take with you your veil of ignorance. As you tighten up the language on obstruction and unauthorized camping, use that veil. Winter is coming, and it's supposed to be a doozy this year. Where will you sleep? What would you like the law to be if you didn't know where you'll sleep this winter? Inside, outside, in a bed, on a street, or somewhere in between. Legislate blind of bias, but don't let that veil flatten the diversity of experiences you're called to represent. Everyone is impacted by homelessness. How they're impacted depends on whether they're the person experiencing homelessness, the business owner, the tourist, the average homeowner, the politician, or somewhere in between. Remember, sometimes those closest to the problem are closest to the solution. And be careful, because homelessness is not truly the kind of problem that can be solved, but it can be serviced, and the impacts can be mitigated, and we can aim for functional zero. And we can do so in a fiscally responsible and humane way. It takes communication, collaboration, and coordination, and although we're seeing more of that than ever before, we need to double down and not just let them sit in the air as words only. I do not envy your jobs, especially with respect to the difficult choices you'll face in the coming weeks alone, but I encourage you to be brave, be wise, use your veil, and in the words of former Council President Beggs, take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of someone else.
Okay, thank you, Nicolette. On our boards and commission updates, we will start with the Housing Action Subcommittee. Councilmember Lambton. The meeting was canceled. Okay. The Neighborhood Council Work Group.
Didn't meet.
Didn't meet. Wonderful. CHHS Board. Councilmember Lambton.
I think we've discussed most of what has been going on at that board. They're looking at their bylaws right now and have been doing a lot of work with the RFPs that have been coming through. And the most recent RFP review was for the pallet home site with CAT. That was just discussed today.
How did they feel about the special market conditions exemption? Was that discussed?
That wasn't discussed.
Okay. All right. Community Assembly.
I did not attend last month, but our policy director, Mr. Wright, went, and I don't think there was anything of any significance other than people were mad I wasn't there. Anything else?
I heard about that now that you bring it up. Okay. The Comp Plan Amendments Docketing Committee, that hasn't met all year. Human Rights Commission, Lambton.
No updates there. That group's working on planning for next year and hoping to pull together a retreat.
Okay. And Planning Commission, Councilwoman Klitsky. Is she online? Okay. All right.
We do have a call-in, but I'm not sure if it's Councilwoman or not. Councilwoman Klitsky, if that's you, could you press *6? Nope, they just popped off. Never mind.
Okay. And the Downtown Spokane Bid Board, we meet every other month. I don't think we met this month. DSP, Councilmember Cathcart.
No updates right now.
Okay. Councilmember Dillon, East Sprague Bid Board.
Bid board didn't meet last week, but we did have the presentation from Amanda Beck about the renewal, as well as looking at some westward expansion.
Very cool. How are they? I know that they voted to raise their rates a little bit. How are they liking that? How's that working for them?
So far, so good. I mean, I think it's at the end of the day, a fine calculation that does provide, I think, the goal of where they need to go. It's never easy to do. It is a small budget board, but it does make a big impact.
Cool. All right, GMA Steering Committee.
We didn't meet this month.
Okay, Library Board, Councilwoman Klitsky not here. Park Board, I had to miss the meeting this month, so no update. Park Board Executive Committee doesn't really exist. Spokane Arts, we just got an update from, but feel free to share more if you'd like.
Yeah, just we had the Arts Awards at the end of September, and then there's a good article in the Inlander that I think is very fair about some of the Commission Arts Fund discussion about keeping the contract status quo. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else? Yes.
I did just receive a note from the councilwoman, and she was on. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to give her update. So if you have any questions, she is available to talk about those commissions.
Perfect. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else for the good of the order, we have no public comment, so we'll adjourn this meeting.
See you back in 15 minutes.